Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to learn how to measure and cut an inbuilt corset top. So for those of you who do not know how to cut an inbuilt corset top, just sit back, relax, and you learn. So first off, you have to make sure that you have everything needed for it. The illustration paper, the pencil, the eraser, and your ruler. So the first thing we need to do is to get our full length. That is the full length of the top, which is going to be 24 inches in order to get our baseline for the shoulder. So as you can see, I'm already measuring how the full body measurement, that is from 1 to 20, that is from your shoulder to 24. That is where the corset top is going to stop. So now I am making sure that I get everything that will be enough for the front piece of this corset top. So right now I've gotten my 24 inches and I'm drawing the baseline. So after that, I'm going to get all my vertical measurement of this corset top. So I'm going to get all the vertical measurement of this corset top. So right now let's get to it. Now the armhole length is I'm going to use 8.5. Now this 8.5, it varies in every individual. Some you can use 10, some you can use 9, some you can use 8, but I'm using 8.5 in this tutorial. So the next is our bust point. I'm using 10.5, as you can see. So after the 10.5, which is the bust point, then we go for the underbust, which is going to be 13.5. Now all this varies in every individual, so you just have to make sure you take all your correct measurements before doing this. Then the waist, I'll be using 17 for the waist. Then the lower waist, I'll be using 21.5 for the lower waist. So these are basically all the measurements you need to create an inbuilt corset top. So right now I'm going to go all over the area that I need for this tutorial. I'll just make sure I get all the measurement down, and then I'll draw all my straight lines on the measurement. So if you're just coming across my channel, please do well to subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much guys. I really appreciate you for your support, because you're the reason why I'm still here. Thank you. So I'll go right ahead to draw all my straight lines and all the measurement I took right from the armhole length, the bust point, on the bust, the waist, and the lower waist. So I'll just draw the lines so we can head on. So I'll just go ahead to name all the lines. I'll name all the measurements, the armhole length, the bust point, on the bust, the waist, and the lower waist, so that it will be easy for you to identify it on this tutorial. So next, I'm going to take all the horizontal measurements from the shoulder level down below. So first thing first, our shoulder, I'm going to divide it by 2, whatever I get, and I place it there where you see my hand right now. So the next is to make sure that the shoulder measurement, I go from that baseline to the armhole line. So I now take my ruler to draw a straight line to connect them. So next is to get our shoulder slope. I'll come down there by 1 inch. Then I will connect it to the neck area. Then I'll get my shoulder, my neck measurement. The width is going to be 3 inches. Why sorry that it wasn't showing, guys. Why the depth is going to be 4.5. That's what I used. I didn't know it wasn't showing, so I will connect it right now. That's what I'm doing. I'll connect the neck measurement. So this corset is basically going to have a yoke. So that upside is going to be the yoke where I'll use net. If you're making this kind of corset, you're going to have a yoke. That upside is going to be the yoke for the net if you're going to use a mesh net. So that upside is going to be it. So now the first thing after that is to get where the corset cup is going to start. I think I use around 7 inches for that area. So, and I'll draw my straight line. That is where the corset cup will start. Then after that, I'm trying to get where the yoke will begin, like in between the bust area. The yoke, if you want it to be very deep, or if you want it not to be deep, like that is where you're going to determine where it will start. So I think I used 8.5 around there. That's what I use 8.5. Then I'll now come in by I'll just count, like it's not going to be up to 1 inch, like you use your tape to count like 1, 2, 3. Before that 1 inch, that is what I'm going to measure. So just watch. I'm going to show you guys how I will do it. Now you see it, guys. 1, 2, 3. So on that line now, I'm using this area because the other area something is blocking it. So that's why I'm using it. So I'll just come in 1, 2, 3. Just count 1, 2, 3. You see it? So that's why I'm using that area. So I'll just count from that 1, 1, 2, 3. Then that is what I'm going to get to start where the middle of your corset, the middle of your bust area, in between the two busts. So now as I've gotten it, no, that's so next is to create your dart. So up there, I'm going to minus ½ inch on both sides of the lines. I will minus ½ inch on both sides of the lines. So after minusing ½ inch, I will connect it all the way to the bust point. I'll connect each of the lines all the way to the bust point. So I'll go down to my on the bust to get my dart measurement as well. So but this time it's going to be 1 inch on both sides. It's going to be 1 inch on both sides, and I'll repeat same on the waist and the lower waist and the full length all the way down. You connect them like so. So you repeat same on the other side. And then you now connect from that underbust to the bust point as well, but this time you're going to use a freehand or a curve ruler, because it's not going to be straight. This is the underbust, it has to be curved. If you can use a freehand, fine. If you can't, you use a curve ruler, but I'm using a freehand because I'm already used to it. So that's that. Then the next is to determine our cup. After this, it is to determine our cup. So from that line where we did, from the initial line where we did in between the cup, that we came in by 3 lines, so you will trace it, you will connect it down to the underbust. Then right now, to get the other side of the cup, whatever you have on your, from your bust point to your underbust, you add like you add like half inches, and then you measure. So I'm placing the tape, I got 3 inches, so I'll add like half inches. So I'm going to place it on the other side. So whatever I get, that is how I'm going to connect it and get the other side of the cup. So this is it. So I'm using a freehand, I'm already used to it. I use a freehand, but if you can't, you can use a curve ruler to get it. So this is it. So now you're going to connect the other side of the cup, because this one is already covered with that baseline for the cup, but that other side, the middle part, you're going to connect it to the where the dart starts in the middle. As you can see, I'm already connecting it, and afterwards we'll have our cup ready. So this is it, our cup is ready. This is basically the most simplest way to make a corset. It's not hard at all. Then you name your cup to avoid mistakes. I named cup 1A and cup B. So you name your cup. Whatever you're doing on corset, you have to name them, because while cutting on the fabric, so as not to make any mistake. Then the next is to measure all our horizontal measurements, ranging from the bust, the underbust, the waist, the lower waist. That is what we're going to do now, to measure all our horizontal measurements. So I measure my bust. The bust is 36 divided by 4. I got 9 inches. I am going to draw mark 9 inches over there. So that's that. Then the next is to measure the underbust. So the underbust, I think I have like that's all. This measurement is whatever you have on your body. Whatever measurement you have, you divide it by 4. What you get is what you place. Do you get? So on my underbust, whatever I have, I divide by 4 and I place. On my waist, the same thing as well. On my lower waist, the same thing as well. So right now, I'm going to take my ruler and connect all these measurements like that. So this is it. So now we are going to add everything that we took out, all the darts, because they're all waste right now. As you can see, I'm crossing them. So whatever we took out, we're going to add them back. If not, you won't have your correct measurement. So on the bust area, I took out ½ inches on both sides, making 1 inches, and I'm adding 1 inches back. On the under bust, the waist and the lower waist, I took out 1 inches, making 2 inches. So I'm going to add back to 2 inches on that area. That's from the under bust down below. So now I'll take my ruler and connect all of them. So do not mind if it doesn't look straight or curved or the way a body type is supposed to be. It's because of how we remove the darts. Don't worry, after sewing the fabric, everything is going to fall back in shape. So that's it. So now, to get our basque, because usually an inbuilt corset is always either basque or round, but this type we're using a basque. So to get our basque, so we'll now connect from the lower waist down on the full length in the middle right there. So, but we are not going to just cut immediately now because it's already slant. I'm naming my yoke already. It's already slant. So if you just cut it like that, you will notice that some parts will not be the same with some parts on the corset, especially the middle part and this other side of the waist. So to get that, but first of all, we'll name all our panels for the boning because the corsets usually have boning. Some people will just put the bone in the middle and the dart area, but this type of corset we are going to bone almost every part, so we're going to channel them, like give them different panel. So I just did the first one, but you're going to put it slant way so that it will give it a beautiful shape. I'm not using any measurements. I'll just use my initiative to just mark the lines. As you can see, I'm doing all of them in a slant way. So I've done the first one, I've done the second one now, and I'm going for the third panel. So, but all of them is going to be in a slant shape. So that's that. So our panel, they are all ready because we are going to cut through all of them. The corset doesn't just look like normal body. It will start from a basic body, then it will develop into panels and then goes back to basic body after the sewing. And then to cut it out now, I can't just cut it out. I'll have to make sure that I get the correct measurement, just like you're seeing my hands. So I will fold this paper to make sure that the darts meet each other, just the way you're seeing on your screen. Make sure that all the darts meet each other. That's what I'm going to do. I'll fold it. Do not worry, I'm not cutting it yet. It's just to make sure I get the correct measurement before cutting. So right now, I'm going to fold them, as you can see. Now you see that it doesn't match at the end. That middle part is now longer than the side. So right now, I'm going to use my pencil to mark it and then connect it with my ruler. Because if you just cut it through, you will discover that you've made a huge mistake. So as you're seeing, now I open it, now you're seeing. So this is the main line for your corset. Then we go ahead to now cut. But before then, I almost forgot while cutting it. I realized I didn't name the panels. So, but I will still go ahead to name them. So you must name all your panel. You must name all of them. If not, especially for beginners, you will make a huge mistake. I even forgot to even do the armhole curve. I just remembered and I did it immediately. So I'm cutting right through on the dart, the size that is not really necessary. Just be careful not to cut through your yoke because you still need them, except if you're not making a corset with a yoke. So let's go over to the back piece of the corset. The back piece of the corset won't stop at 24. It's going to stop at 21.5, just like I did. It's going to stop there because of the front piece is supposed to be longer than the back piece, but it will still stop at the lower waist, where the lower waist of the front is 21.5. So I'm going to do the same for this. So I'm going to mark all the measurements so that I'll be able to draw them out with my ruler. So that's that. Then I go ahead to mark my shoulder measurements. I repeat same on the armhole length. So I name all the measurements, the armhole length, the bust, the underbust, the bust point, everything. Like so. So I make the connection and then now go ahead to take my neck measurement. Sorry, it wasn't showing, I didn't know. So I came in by 3 inches just as the front piece. Then that is like the width is going to be 3 inches and the depth is going to be 2 inches at this point. So after the 2 inches, I go down again. That is on the depth of the neck. I go down and mark 1 inches after the 2 inches just to get the hook area for the net at the back piece. So after that, I didn't connect any line because I need to do something first. I go ahead to my lower waist. I come in by 1.5 inch, and on my armhole line I come in by 3 inches because I want to create that slanty shape at the back of a corset where you have your eyelet area. So I now connect them, the 3 inches to the 1.5 inches on the waist, the lower waist. I connect them. After connecting them, then I go ahead to get after the line, that is after the 3 inches, I now connect it to the 1 inches that I came down after the 2 inches for the neck. So I guess you guys understand this point. So I connect the neck as well and connect it. So now you're getting the shape of that mesh skin net. So now I mark all my horizontal measurement, the waist, the lower waist, the bust point, everything on the bust. I mark them and then I connect all the lines. As you can see, I'm connecting all the lines. Then I go ahead to now get my armhole curve. To get that armhole curve, I curve it. Then I divide all the back piece to create the panels for the corset boning. I divide them. So I'm going to divide it by 3 panels. So I'll make it as equal as possible. But I'm not going to use any measurement. I'll just use my ruler and with my initiative to just mark all the panels. But I have in mind that what I want is just 3 panels. So that is what I'm going to do. But I'm doing it in a slanty area as well. So as you can see, all the panels are ready. Then I go ahead to name the panels. I think I use B1, B2, B3. That's what I used. So that's that. Your back piece corset is ready. So I just cut them all out. So guys, you can go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and comment. And also, if you're new here, please do well to subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. So this is basically how to measure and cut an inbuilt corset. So I hope this video will come in handy when you need them, and I hope you love this video, and I hope the tutorial was easy to understand. So this is how I laid them all out for you to understand it. This is the front piece of the corset, and the other part is the back piece of the corset. So when cutting it, you can do flip your fabric into two, that's fold them into two and cut. You will get the two sides of the back and the two sides of the front. So guys, I hope you love this video. Please do well to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.